back. You've joined a few riders from the HOG Auckland Chapter, and we're heading off on a pretty indifferent weather-wise, that is. Saturday afternoon from Auckland Harley-Davidson, we're heading off to the New Zealand Motorcycle Show at the Trusts Arena at Henderson, so buckle in for the ride. Let's see what happens on the way. Now, as you can see, it's a very small group. 4 riders, including myself. I'm leading the crew. Not that we need a whole lot of leading, it's pretty close. This is a very short ride from the dealership. The point is to get to the New Zealand Motorcycle Show itself, and hopefully we'll get inside the pavilion and see some of the stands that are set up there, including the HOG Auckland Chapter stand and the Auckland and North Auckland Harley-Davidson dealership stands. Now, at the time we left Auckland Harley-Davidson, as you could see, the weather was not too bad. It was pretty okay, but as soon as we came down here through Onehunga and got onto the State Highway 20 to lead ourselves up towards our destination, that's when the rain started to come in, and it started to come in pretty good, such that it pretty much became torrential as we're heading up here towards the Waterview Tunnel. As you'll see as we get along this road. So riding conditions weren't fabulous, and this is probably why we had such a much smaller turnout than you might normally expect to have on a Saturday ride. The weather they were promising that it was going to get a little bit rubbish, and this time they got it right, totally. One of our riders, one of the last guys to join up to the crew before we left Auckland Harley, Brendan, he'd just come over the Harbour Bridge, the Auckland Harbour Bridge, and I think he'd got through just a very short time before they closed the bridge to all traffic on account of wind gusts, and they closed it several times through the day. Well, there's no closures on this road. We're heading up State Highway 20, we're heading up towards the Waterview Tunnel, and this is going to join us through. We're going to be on State Highway 20 leading up to the tunnel. When we get out, we're going to be on State Highway 16, the Northwestern Motorway, and heading along to the direction we want. Now, the Waterview Tunnel is quite a big project. Very happy that it's completed. It's a twin road tunnel. There's 3 lanes in each direction, and it's certainly connected up the motorway network and given options if you're heading north, south, east or west than what used to exist, so pretty happy about that. Now, we're out of the rain in here. That was a good thing, but we did see some signs in the tunnel and before we got into it saying beware of the gusts when you exit the tunnel. Well, I went wrong. Out on this side here we really felt the bikes getting moved around. It was some pretty fierce weather as we're coming up around here to join onto the Northwestern Motorway. But I have to say, despite there being a reasonable amount of traffic, I did just a test recon run the week before, around about the same time, and found that the traffic was actually much lighter than it was the previous week. I was expecting much worse traffic, so maybe not just motorbikes stayed home today, but cars stayed off the road as well, because they were delivering some pretty dire warnings for what we should expect or not expect during the day as far as weather conditions went. Anyway, as you can see here, we did eventually catch up some traffic, and we having to do a little bit of lane splitting until I glanced over and saw another motorbike rider with a high-vis vest on. He was going a little bit slower. I thought, that's interesting. Let's have a look at this guy. Turns out to be a traffic cop motorbike guy. Now, there's only very few of these in the city. I think there's only 5 in the whole city. This one just happened to be on our motorway. So lane splitting is perfectly legal in New Zealand, especially going at the speeds that we're doing, which is pretty moderate through this traffic. But I thought, I'm just not going to give any chances anywhere. He's a motorbike guy, he can very easily peel out, unlike a car. So we just took it easy, carried on along, and he was quite happy to see us travel around as we were. In fact, he got off the same exit as we did and went a different direction, so he wasn't at all interested in us. But better to be safe than sorry in my book. This ride under these conditions was by no means any kind of speed run. We just want to get there safely, and that's certainly what we did. Now, our motorway experience is soon going to be coming to an end. We're going to be, as you can see, we're moving lanes over. We're getting off at Massey, the Royal Road off-ramp. We're going to loop back down to the Trusts Arena, which is located in Central Park Drive. We're going to come down through Quarter Road and then onto Triangle Road to take us through into Central Park Drive. So total elapsed time, I mean this video is a little bit edited down, but it's still a pretty short ride. I think we were no more than 35 minutes on the road, maybe a little more, but not much. Now I should probably start preparing you for what's going to happen when we get to the Trust's arena, and I'm not going to be showing or walking around with a camera in there. I did walk around with a camera, as did a number of my friends, and took lots of photos from inside there. There's some pretty amazing sights to be seen, some awesome bikes, but I'm not going to put that on this video. This is a ride video, it's going to show us the ride there. However, there's one bike that I couldn't resist, and that is what I'm going to tack on at the end of this. It's a walk around video of a 2020 Harley-Davidson Road Glide, owned by one of our long-standing club members, who's actually the HOG Regional Director for New Zealand, and this bike picked up a first place ribbon for Best American Bike, also picked up a first place ribbon for Best Paint, and you'll see why when we have a walk around that particular unit. It's quite a sight to see. So congratulations Craig, the bike looked amazing on the day, throughout the weekend, and well deserving of the awards that it picked up. Well, we're now on Central Park Drive, which means this ride is coming to an end. We're approaching to the Trust's arena where the motorcycle show is set up. It's a real shame that the weather didn't play nice this weekend. Both the Saturday, which is the day of this video being filmed, was the worst day weather-wise. Sunday was a little bit better, but still pretty sketchy. It's a real pity for all the effort and work that went in from the organisers and all of the exhibitors within the stands within the hall, that there wasn't better weather on offer to help to bring out the crowds. There were a lot of people there still. Full credit to everyone that turned up, and those people that went had a great time. There were still food trucks outside, there were stunt shows, there was all kinds of things going on even in this weather. And when we pulled up, we were surprised to see that there was in fact even a band putting out a rock concert from inside of a closed truck, so trailer unit. So yeah, those guys win Player of the Day for commitment, my god. So anyway, on this note, I'm going to let this one just ride in, and we will, at the end of this, just a very short time from when I finish talking here, we'll be stepping inside the pavilion and having a walk around of Craig's Harley-Davidson Road Glide. So in the meantime, ride safe out there, take care, have fun, see you next time.